Kevin Khan here for Seconds Out, the Watson and Boxing offices with Mick Conlan, who's rinsed me for my clothes already. But you'll be putting back on some leather boxing gloves in March. Mick, before we get into that, I heard the conversation about gaming, and I know you're a big gamer like myself. You got the new Black Ops, and there's a thing for you. You like it compared to the last few?
I just like Warzone.
Yeah.
Warzone. And I have just the reason I've got back into it, Verdansk is coming back, I was told.
Yeah.
So I'm going Verdansk. The fact that Rebirth is back, I'm delighted. I love it.
But the zombies?
Nah, not for me. I like more real life. I know shooting people isn't probably real life because I'm killing everybody and getting like 14 kills, taking shots and still living. But nah, zombies. Come here, right.
I can't get into the new Black Ops. I just feel like the gameplay is too fast. So I've gone back to... I stopped Warzone because there's too many hackers. Or at least I feel like I'm being killed by hackers anyways.
There definitely is hackers. There definitely is hackers. People shooting through walls, just killing you, and you're going, come on. How?
You've used them?
No. I have PC. I've never even bothered.
I'm on the PC as well.
I don't get what you would get out of it. Like hacking. Like, how is it enjoyable?
No, I feel the same way, but sometimes I feel like might as well just to beat him, to join him. You know what I mean, and try out.
What's the point? Like it means when you actually win, then it makes it more meaningful because you're beating hackers and stuff. But no, like I wouldn't get enjoyment out of that. Just cheating to win. No, what's the point?
Nothing will beat the old Call of Duty lobbies. I think the vibes are still there on the Modern Warfare ones, anyways.
Yeah, on the recent Call of Duty, neither listening to the game chats have been banned.
Have you really?
Been banned.
I
got a 3-day ban, and then my ban was up, and then I got a 14-day ban. The same day my ban was up. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like you can't say anything no more. Like the world is too PC now.
I got a ban on Modern Warfare, and I didn't say anything bad, but 3 people were in the chat, and they said that I said something bad. They put it in, and I was so pissed off. And I put a complaint in and got nowhere. So I had to sit out the ban.
Like I put a complaint in for the 3A one. I was like, come on. Nothing back. You're going, what's the point? But apparently they're taking it away, which is good. Hopefully they do. Because I'm sick of being banned. I actually like giving people shit. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of like hackers and stuff. So you're talking shit to them. But it is what it is. And it's Call of Duty.
Well, you've lifted your own self-imposed ban on boxing and you're returning back into the ring in March. Just, I imagine you've obviously expressed your opinion a few times as to why that is, but can you talk about the process as to why you've decided to return? I remember speaking to you after, I think it was Abbas-Barrow's fight, and you just said, look, I've not really kind of thought too much about it, but when did you make that decision and how difficult or easy was it to come back to boxing?
It probably wasn't much longer after I spoke to you, because it was March time. It's probably around then where I made the decision that now I'll go again, and I'm training for a marathon. I was doing a lot of miles, I was by myself, and I was thinking, I don't want to be in. I spoke to Stephen Smith for 17. He don't want to be in a few years' time, saying maybe I should have went again. So I thought about that when I was running. Instead, it started to kind of come to the terms of what I want to do and what I still want to achieve and still believe I can achieve in boxing. So I says, nah, we go again. We go again. But I didn't announce anything for a long time still after that. So, that was kind of where I was at.
Did you really miss it?
No. Like watching boxing, going to events and stuff, it's not like it makes me go, oh, I can't wait, I wish it was me. It's not that. It's that I have a goal to achieve and I still believe we can achieve it. So while I'm still here and while I still believe I have that ability to do it, I'll do everything I can to get there. So and if I came up short again, that would be it done. I would be saying no more. But I'm going to give it everything I can this last and final run.
You said before that world title aspirations is the goal, is the aim. How difficult a prospect is that as you get on an age and are looking to kind of create that final run for that title?
Someone who's lived a life. I always lived a life. I have my own beer, but I'm not a big drinker. And last year is probably the first year I've probably let the herd in a bit because it was kind of a year off. I went and enjoyed myself, done a few holidays, had a few nights out. But other than that, I've lived life my whole career. So being back in the gym, I feel as fit as I have been, as strong as I have been, later than I've ever been at this stage of a training camp. So I'm in a good position. The fact that I've always lived the life, I think, has put me in that position. And now I'm more than ready to kind of get back on the horse and go again.
I'm going to gauge your desire here. If the opportunity came up to have a world title fight or a rematch with Leigh Wood, and they're both distinct from each other, it wouldn't be a rematch and a world title shot with Leigh Wood, which would you choose?
World title fight. World title fight. It's the only reason I'm still boxing. I'm not boxing to fight Leigh Wood or get revenge or money. It's literally a world title. That's it. Like, even if you said to me, I can get you 10x more for Leigh Wood than I can, but I can get the world title fight for that, I'd take the world title fight. And that would probably be silly. That would be silly. Johnny, my guy over here, he'd probably advise me the other way, but you know, I think that would be the right move for me, because as this is, it's not about anything else other than being world champion.
Luckily for me, I'm not the Khan in the opposite corner to you in March. Your opponent, I imagine looking at that fight, it's a case of just dusting off and seeing where you're at in the ring. Is that what it is for you in that fight, or do you not have any doubts about where you are right now?
No, listen, I've got to just get back to it. First fight with a new coach and stuff. Probably the type of fight which should have been that instead of the last one, though, with a new coach and having time together and stuff and experiencing a fight together. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's, you know, someone who's game, going to come out swinging, but can leave a lot of opportunities for me. I just got to get back to me being me. Listen, being off and out of the ring completely, no sparring, no training, barely any training until September time. Your sharpness, your distance, your timing, everything is off, and I'm still not fully there yet. You know, it's starting to click, but it's not where it needs to be. It's not where it doesn't need to be there yet, but it's starting to come in there, and you know, by the time March comes around, it'll be where it needs to be. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to just having everything back, firing all cylinders again, and ready to go hard.
You mentioned in your previous interview you won't be at super feather, you'll be back at featherweight for this fight. Could anything tempt you to go back up to super feather?
Of course, if there's opportunities and big enough fights and, you know, world titles, definitely 100%. You know, it's only 4 pound of difference. It's not like it's much, as long as I have enough time to build into it. Physically, I'd be more than happy to, but it needs to be the right fight and for some sort of status or achievement or title.
Fight that springs to mind for myself, sort of in a similar position as well too, is Josh Warrington. And Josh, I believe, is looking to return to the ring as well. Is that something that you thought about? Have you thought about specific targets in mind as well as to who you want on the road to the world title?
No, world title is all I'm thinking of. It doesn't, and I don't care who the champions are. I just want to get back to a title. Whoever it is at whatever stage it is who it'll have to be. But the Josh Warrington fight, obviously, it's a huge fight. Always has been a huge fight for me and him to fight each other. And definitely something that could be done. I would love it to be done in New York if it ever happens. I'm sure Josh would love it to be done in New York too, because he's been crying for an away day for a long time, and deservedly so. So, that's definitely one down the line.
At featherweight, who do you rate as the best in the division, aside from, I'm sure you'll see yourself?
To be honest, I don't even know who champions are. I know Nick Ball's champion because I've been watching the Saudi shows and stuff, but is it Figueroa, is it Fulton? I don't know who's in them two. I know Ray Vargas because he beat Nick Ball. I honestly, I haven't been paying attention at all. I'm just focusing on myself. I'm not paying attention to nobody, and I'm not being disrespectful to the champions and whoever they are. because they're all very, very good fighters, no matter what. Featherweight's a hot division. To be a world champion in featherweight is a real achievement. It's a real world champion. So yeah, listen, whoever they are, I don't know who's the best. I don't know. The only one I do know from the Saudi shows is Nick, and Nick looks like he is the best at the minute. So yeah, that's probably who I'm going to say there.
Do you leave that kind of side of things, scouting out the opponents, where their strengths and weaknesses are to your team, or do you kind of look to do that when you get closer to the moment?
See, no matter who I'm fighting or when I'm fighting, I watch 3 rounds max of the opponent. I don't like to watch much. 3 rounds is always kind of enough. I'd rather the coach watch, let him come up with his plan. I'll watch 3 rounds, see if I agree, and then we go from there.
Might sound a bit silly, but which 3 rounds do you watch?
The first round, the middle round, and the last round.
Why?
Just how I like it. Look how they are at the start, look how they are at the end, look how they are in the middle.
Going on to Nick Ball, he's taken on a former opponent of yours. I was there at the failure when you fought TJ Doheny. How do you think TJ will fare against Nick?
I think Nick's a huge featherweight, isn't he? He's small in stature, but he's thick and strong and has shown his strength against other, featherweights. TJ is a natural super bantamweight. So I'm going to favour Nick. TJ's tough, but I think Nick will probably get TJ out of there. I wish TJ all the best because TJ's a great fella, a great fighter, but I think that it's probably just a step too far.
Would a potential introduction of Inoue to the division be a step too far for him? I think he's targeted a potential fight with Nick Ball if it comes through TJ Doheny, but do you think that Inoue would have success in this division?
Definitely, listen, the guy's unbelievable. He's top 3 pound for pound, isn't he? So, he can compete. That guy probably could compete a heavyweight if he wanted to. Who knows? No, but I didn't even know he was talking about going up. I suppose, it probably could be a step too far, but he's super talented and can punch and can box, can do everything. So he's a great fighter, and I'm sure he would fare well.
A lot of intrigue in your fight, of course, in March, but also in the main event in the form of Harlem Eubank versus Tyron McKenna. Interest on both sides for yourself. How will you watch that fight, or will you not watch it at all?
No, I'll watch it. I'm not like someone's granny who runs into your room and doesn't watch the fight. I'll watch it. They're both my friends. It's an unfortunate fight for me because they are my friends, and I don't like friends fighting each other. They're not friends with each other, obviously. They're friendly enough, but they're not friends. It's a hard fight for both guys. Interesting fight, great matchmaking. But just one I don't like. You know what I mean? But for the fans, I think it'll be a great fight. Tyron brings the smoke every time he fights. Harlem has shown a skill set, and now he has to do it with someone who has been at a higher level and has fought at a higher level than him. So he needs to go in there and show what he can do. But Tyron's going to come for war, and he's always ready. So Harlem's got to be just as ready, if not more.
Have either of them put you in the position to ask you who you think wins? Have you ever been put in that position for a fight where you've got interest in both sides?
No, I don't think I have. It's not nice. Like, if you're looking at it on paper, you're going to say Harlem's going to win because of momentum and where he's at in his career and where Tyron's at in his career. But you can't write someone like Tyron off because the guy just comes for war, can take a punch. Harlem can punch, but Tyron can take a punch and has been hit by some harder punchers on paper. So who knows how it goes? It's going to be a battle either way. I don't think it finishes quickly. I think it's a long drawn out war.
Okay, a couple of final things before I let you go. I just want to get your takes on a couple of big fights coming up. First of all, in February, you have Dubois versus Parker. What's your take on that fight?
I think Daniel's just too big and too strong. But Joe's showed that it doesn't really matter. He's came through before and beat the likes of Wilder and Zhang. So I'm gonna side slightly with Dubois, but anything can happen in that fight. I suppose if Parker's the winner, it'll be points. I think. I don't think he'll knock him out, but it's going to be a great fight. I think that's a good one. But yeah, I don't really watch much boxing. I'm going to be honest.
Now at the place where we're, I guess, weeks, months away from Conor Benn and Eubank Jr., who you're backing in that one?
I'll back Eubank. I think the rehydration clause is a joke that it's even been put in after everything that happened in the first match, the first scheduled fight. I don't agree. So I don't agree with the rehydration clause. I don't even know why I would agree to it. Why he would agree to it, but I suppose to get it done, he had to. An awful lot of money's on the table. And if you listen to people on social media and stuff, and if you listen to Conor, he's going to spark him out. So it's an interesting one. One that I think that but any fighter can win, really. Conor is younger and fresher. And if he has that power to kind of get the respect, I suppose, that he could win. But I think Eubank has shown he has a chin of steel in the past, and he'll be able to take whatever he throws and come back at him. It's just whether he has the engine anymore.
Last thing, do you have a message to your fans, maybe some of the doubters, maybe some of your rivals, your friends in the industry as you look to return to the ring this year?
No messages. I'm back. To my fans, I'm back. But everybody else, no. Good.
Mick, pleasure. Thanks for being SecondsOut. Looking forward to your return.